You had your little chance to knock me out, didn't you? Couldn't do it, could you? Hit me with 10 shots in a row and couldn't do it.
You too have chance.
Fury just obliterated Oleksandr Usyk, not in the ring yet, but with a reaction so savage it might as well be its own knockout round. This all started when Usyk, in a bold move, decided to post an Instagram story that didn't just cross the line, it drop-kicked it.
Tyson, don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone. Tyson.
And while we're all hyped about this rematch, especially after the Mike versus Jake circus that lowered everyone's standards, it seems like Usyk forgot that boxing isn't supposed to be a free-for-all circus act. Fury, the self-proclaimed king of everything, is loud, brash, and unapologetic. But one thing he doesn't tolerate is nonsense from his opponents.
I know his team are a little bit upset with him and compared me to Vladimir Putin today. I'm not sure why, because I've been rapping Tupac.
So when Usyk pulled this stunt, Fury's response was as explosive as you'd expect, and honestly, it might have overshadowed the fight itself.
Fuck your team, fuck Usyk, fuck your Alex, and if you're down with Usyk, well, fuck you too, just like Tupac.
After all, this is the Gypsy King. We're talking about the guy whose entire identity is wrapped up in being the best. But let's be honest here, after his first professional loss to Usyk, the cracks in that crown are starting to show. Fury's been calling it his countdown to redemption, which is a fancy way of saying I need to win or I'm toast. Let's not sugarcoat it. His loss to Usyk was a wake-up call. Fury walked into that fight too comfortable, too cocky, and it bit him, especially during that 9th round. You remember that round, the one where Usyk made Fury look like he accidentally wandered into the wrong sport. It wasn't just a loss, it was a public humbling of the highest order, and for someone like Fury who thrives on being larger than life, it must have felt like getting dumped on in front of the whole school. Now his talk of redemption feels more like a tight RPP act. Is he genuinely confident, or is he just bluffing, hoping no one notices the panic behind the bravado?
Usyk's a worried man, and I've been ranked fighting him all my life. I can see inside the soul. He knows he's facing the best Tyson Fury, and what we've worked on, and how he is, and how he's been.
Stakes here couldn't be higher. This isn't just about another W in the record books. It's about Fury's entire legacy. Lose again, and what's left of the Gypsy King. You can't exactly call yourself a king when your rival's holding the belt. You keep dropping. Fury knows this, and you can see the pressure piling on him. It's not just about fighting Usyk, it's about fighting for his identity, his survival as the heavyweight superstar he claims to be. Meanwhile, Usyk, he's sitting back cool as a cucumber, probably sipping tea, while quietly plotting Fury's downfall. All over again, that man doesn't just prepare for fights, he studies his opponents like he's writing a thesis. And let's not forget the mental games. Fury's mouth is almost as famous as his fists, if not more so. He's the guy who can outtalk anyone, tear them down with insults before they even step into the ring. But this time his usual routine isn't quite landing. Usyk isn't just immune to Fury's trash talk, he's turning it into entertainment. The greedy belly nickname, a stroke of genius. It's more than a jab at Fury's fluctuating waistline. It's a dig at his lack of discipline, his arrogance, and his unpredictability. Fury can puff up and roar all he wants, but Usyk, he's just smirking, throwing out onliners that cut deeper than Fury's loudest rants.
Hey, my friend Greedy Belly, continue training. I'm ready, brother. I know you hard work. It's good. Appreciate.
When Tyson Fury stepped into the ring against Oleksandr Usyk back in May, he wasn't just squaring up with Usyk, he was dealing with the absolute madness that was his corner. Seriously, the fight itself could have been overshadowed by the soap opera unfolding outside the ropes, and leading that circus, none other than John Fury, Tyson's father, who decided to channel his inner reality show star with outbursts so dramatic they'd make a diva blush. It wasn't just fans face-palling and disbelief. Boxing legends like Ricky Hatton came out swinging too, branding the corner an outright shambles. John Fury has always been a bit of a wild card, but during that fight he dialed it up to a level of dysfunction that would leave even the most chaotic fan saying yikes, while head trainer Sugar Hill Stewart was trying to provide clear strategic instructions. John was busy yelling his own contradictory advice, turning what should have been a united front into a shouting match. Imagine trying to box one of the smartest fighters in the world while your corner sounds like a badly organized karaoke night. Tyson might have been trading punches with Usyk, but mentally he was drowning in the noise from his own team.
Usyk is a good little fighter at middleweight and light heavyweight. Maybe at cruiser. Nobody can't mess with them big guys. Shock.
This mess has sparked some serious questions about John's role in Tyson's camp. And let's be real, when Ricky Hatton, who's been through his fair share of high-stakes wars, calls it out, you know it's a problem. Hatton didn't just criticize, he threw down a warning. Tyson needs a single steady voice in his corner, not a free-for-all. But here's the kicker: Tyson's loyalty to his father is rock solid, even when it might not be in his best interest. For Fury, family isn't just important, it's everything. The problem in boxing: sentimentality doesn't win titles. Enter Sugar Hill Sword and Andy Lee, the two professionals trying to bring some order to the chaos. These guys know their stuff. Sugar Hill's pedigree is unmatched, and Andy Lee's no stranger to the spotlight. Both have made it clear that Tyson needs focus and structure to stand a chance. But let's be honest, can they really outmaneuver the larger-than-life influence of John Fury? Because if they can't, and that same surface rolls into the rematch, Usyk will have a field day tearing Fury apart. But Fury had planned something else.
Focused and a little bit more smart to get the victory. As it would seem, my rematch with people is always ends up one way. I always end up knocking them out the rematch.
Speaking of Usyk, the man isn't flashy, loud, or theatrical. He's just devastatingly effective. His performance in May was a masterclass in precision and strategy. While Fury leaned on his usual size and reach advantages, Usyk was busy dismantling him with sharp angles, footwork that defied physics, and a ring IQ that could put a chess grandmaster to shame. By the 9th round, Usyk had Fury figured out, exposing the cracks in his defense and proving that brute strength means nothing without a brain to back it up.
Counting down the days until I can get my redemption on Usyk. December the 21st is going to be my time. I've done everything in boxing, but I ain't come back from a loss. And I really